What's up, Juventini? Alberto here, got all your Juve news. All right, Juve's game plan in the midfield going into the Mercato has been released by Mirko Di Natale. We'll take a look at what he has to say. We are in pole position to land two of our targets. We'll take a look at those names. And Locatelli rumors about him hitting the market finally hit. Something I've expected, as Juventini have been talking about this for over a month now. We'll take a look at the details. And then the espionage dossiers against Juventus and Agnelli and an outlandish claim from Gazzetta. All right, so we got a ton to talk about. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first, Zubimendi has been one of the players Juve has targeted, and they've done a lot of scouting as of late on the player. But it is being reported Juve will not get into any bidding wars, and the player's valuation is still at 50 million euros. So unless something drastically changes, he will not be making his way to Juventus. And in terms of the midfield as a whole, Mirko Di Natale lays out the game plan for the summer mercato, and that is that Juve is looking to bring in two midfielders for a combined sum of 60 to 70 million euros. All right, one higher price target at 40 to 45 million euros, and one less expensive target between 20 and 25 million euros. Well, today we get the news that one of those less expensive targets, Lewis Ferguson, Juventus is in pole position to land the player. All right, also being reported that Bologna likes Barbieri, and that could bring the price tag down to 20 million euros. Very much fitting in that mold that Mirko Di Natale has spoken about, that many of us have expected. Now, the other thing with this Lewis Ferguson potential signing is we have to go back to a week and a half ago where his agent spoke highly of Thiago Motta and said the coach's desire is to continue with Lewis Ferguson. Is this a way for Juventus to try and sweeten the pot for Thiago Motta coming in the summer? Hey, time will tell, and stranger things have happened. So who knows? Is Lewis Ferguson this nice little gift for Motta as a welcoming thing? Let's see what happens. All right, now you get to Locatelli, still thinking about the midfield for Juventus. Rumors surfacing that he could be affected by the summer mercado and he could be moved over into a box-to-box role and taken out of his current regista role. The other portion of the rumor is there's always been interest in Locatelli, and he could very much also be put on the market. However, a month ago when we got our list of untouchables, Locatelli was right there. I personally don't believe that Juventus is going to move him, and I personally wouldn't either this summer, but I think next season would be make or break for Locatelli. You guys know the drill. I lay it out for you to play it out. Would you put him on the market this summer? Yes or no? Thoughts, feelings, comments? Hit me. All right, now we get to another player Juve is in pole position to land, and that is Calafiore, another player from Bologna. All right, and it is said to be believed that Bologna has interest in a technical counterpart from Juventus, and that is Facundo Gonzalez. All right, so this whole situation is very similar to what we're getting with Sule. All right, and yesterday I stated my thoughts that I do not agree with Tacchinardi that we will regret the sale of Sule. But I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way and why I see the same situation here. I don't want to lose Facundo Gonzalez, all right? But if I'm looking at these two players, and I think we have coverage still, all right? I'm going to take the player that makes the immediate impact for me. And when you're talking about players that we could potentially be losing and regretting, when are we going to regret that? Because as I stated with Kingsley Coman, who was the example used by Tacchinardi, I didn't necessarily end up regretting that until years down the road because the team was still so strong. Right now, this team needs to get stronger and do so quickly. So for me, if I'm going to regret it, when? 4 or 5 years down the road? It would still be more beneficial then if we improved and gave a team the boost immediately. I don't know about all of you, but I am growing more and more impatient, and I don't want a team filled with hopes and dreams of potential that may or may not be reached. We need ballers and guys that are balling Now, in terms of Facundo Gonzalez being used as a technical counterpart, for me, you got to keep one of Huijsen or Facundo Gonzalez. Take your pick. I still think Huijsen has massive, massive potential, all right? And I think I would keep him over Sule. Another question that came up over the past week, all right? So for me, it would be all right, and Calafiori would help us immediately, all right? So that's the thoughts. You guys know the drill. Weigh in the comments section, all right? Now we get to Vlahovic, expected back first leg semifinal against Lazio in the Coppa Italia, all right? Allegri's position remains firm, according to reports, all right, even if a loss comes to Lazio, which I don't want to think about at the weekend in Serie A action when it resumes. This is just telling us something we have clearly seen, and that is Juve is going to ride this out until season's end, all right? It is up to everybody at the club right now to get the job done and qualify for Champions League, all right? Now, Gazzetta coming out with some ridiculous claims in terms of Champions League, saying if Juve does not qualify for Champions League, it will have to declare bankruptcy. Gazzetta has gone full mental, everybody, all right? That is an absolute joke. No chance, no case, and this is why Gazzetta, out of everyone that we get, you have to take with a grain of salt, all right? But this is not even a matter of grain of salt. It is absolutely ridiculous, and these guys are clowns. They receive a huge te. Now, speaking about Juve and targeted and outlandish claims with us, the dossier on the espionage against Juventus and Agnelli. So for those who haven't really seen this, and it has loosely been reported here and there that there is evidence, okay, and dossiers, all right, put forth, all right, that have been found that were espionage against Agnelli, and he was targeted by going through Juventus with the whole Ronaldo finances thing, and then you have the Suarez case, which involved nobody from Juventus, all right? And now today, Tony Damaschelli from Il Giornale, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but I like him because he comes out and says that Juve is this demon in a paradise of angels, all right? And he says this sarcastically after pointing out these instances with Ronaldo and Suarez that were an absolute joke, saying that they are the ones investigated in Turin, while you have Milan, Verona, Roma, and Genoa dancing on invisible budgets. I don't know who the hell you are, Tony, but I like you, all right? And for the dossier, the prosecutors, all right, and the espionage, they just confirms everything we always knew and I always claimed, you guys. We are amici di nessuno. It is Juventus against the world. It is time to get things right, all right? And they will do anything in their power to keep us from hitting the top, but you cannot kill the beast that is Juventus. Trapattoni always said that, and we all know that. We will be back, everybody. It's just a matter of when, and this summer will be a critical summer for Giuntoli and company. It is time to set the tone and start to finally build properly and climb the ranks, all right? That's your news break to today. You guys know the drill. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What the hell are you waiting for? Share the content. Let's mix it up in the comments. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition. As always, fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Ciao tutti.